Hey, what's up folks? Welcome back to another video. We are going to watch 15 most beautiful and charming towns to live or visit in the United States of America. Now, if you were to know me, you would know I love visiting towns. I'm a small town guy at heart, so I thought this would be a very fascinating video to watch. So without any further delay, let's get right into it.
What if you could live in a town that looks like it came straight out of a fairy tale? Picture cobblestone streets, oceanfront.
I don't want to pause it too much, folks, but that looks divine. Looks like in a mountainous region. Man, love it. Love the cobblestone walls. Amazing.
Cottages, or breathtaking mountain escapes. Sounds like a dream, right? Which would you choose? A charming seaside village or a cozy town surrounded by nature? From historic gems to hidden paradises, these 15 towns are some of the most beautiful and charming places to live or visit in the US. Each one has its own magic, stunning views, rich history, or a laid-back lifestyle you will fall in love with. Get ready to discover your next dream destination.
Holy smokes. Folks, this is why if you live in the United States of America, there's actually no need to even own a passport, because just visiting the other towns and cities in your country is more than enough. There's so much diversity. Every town, city, state, of course, is so different, so unique. Can't wait to visit the United States one day. It's definitely on the list of things to do this year. But look at this greenery. Oh my word, the grass is lush. Let's go.
Number 15, Harpers Ferry, West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Imagine waking up to misty mornings where two mighty rivers meet, surrounded by rolling mountains and cobblestone streets frozen in time. Welcome to Harpers Ferry, a small but breathtaking town of just 300 residents where history and nature collide.
Folks, if you stay in a small town or if you grew up in a small town, please give me some insight into how it works, because you just mentioned there 300 residents in a small town. I can't imagine, how businesses and things operate. Do people work out of town? Are people very self-sufficient? Let me know in the comments below how life is in a small town like 300 people.
This place played a pivotal role in American history. John Brown's raid in 1859 ignited tensions that led to the Civil War. Walking through the town feels like stepping into a 19th century painting, with over 100 well-preserved historic buildings, including St. Peter's Roman Catholic Church, which has stood tall since 1833.
That is beautiful.
But Harpers Ferry isn't just for history buffs. It's an outdoor paradise. The Appalachian Trail, a legendary 2,190-mile hiking route, runs right through town, attracting over 3 million hikers annually. The cost of living here is 15% below the national average, with median home prices around $280,000. A steal for such a picturesque location. Imagine kayaking down the Shenandoah River, hiking along cliffs with jaw-dropping views, and enjoying cozy evenings in a town that feels like a living storybook. If you crave small-town charm, rich history, and nature at your doorstep, Harpers Ferry is calling your name. Number 14. Woodstock, Vermont. Picture this.
Is Woodstock where they had that famous festival? Or was that simply the name of the festival? Or did it actually take place here in Woodstock, Vermont? Let me know. One thing I do know, one of my favorite bands of all time, Creedence Clearwater Revival, I think they headlined Woodstock. I love listening to them, and I believe they headlined the Woodstock Festival.
Charming covered bridges, tree-lined streets that explode into fiery red and orange in the fall, and a downtown so picturesque it looks like a Hallmark movie set.
So many trees,
Welcome
folks.
to Woodstock, Vermont.
Love that
With
church.
a population of just 3,000, this town is the definition of a New England dream. It's home to the famous Middle-Covered Bridge, built in 1969 and one of the most photographed in the US. If you love fall, you're in for a treat. Vermont's foliage season attracts over 1.5 million visitors annually, and Woodstock is at the heart of it all. But this town isn't just a pretty face. It's packed with history, from the Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Park, which dates back to the 1800s, to the Woodstock Inn and Resort, a luxury retreat originally built in 1793.
Wow.
The cost of living is 10% higher than the national average, with median home prices around $500,000. But for those who can afford it, the charm and lifestyle are unbeatable. Plus, if you're into farm-to-table dining, the town has some of the best organic markets and dairy farms in the country. Whether it's sipping cider at the annual Apple and Cheese Festival, skiing in the winter, or hiking the 100-mile Woodstock Trail system, there's always something magical about this town. Number 13.
I agree. So 10% higher than the United States median house price. That's how much a house or home would cost you in Woodstock, Vermont. So definitely pretty pricey, but based on everything it has to offer, maybe it is worth it. Okay.
Leavenworth, Washington.
Leavenworth, Washington.
What if I told you that you don't need a passport to experience an authentic Bavarian village? Welcome to Leavenworth, Washington, a town that looks straight out of Germany's Alps. This unique town, with a population of 2,400, transformed itself into a Bavarian-style village in the 1960s to boost tourism.
That's interesting.
And it worked like a charm.
That is interesting.
Now, it attracts over 2 million visitors annually. Every building here follows strict Alpine-style architecture, from the post office to McDonald's, making the whole town feel like a European getaway.
That is really cool.
And let's talk about Oktoberfest.
Yes.
Leavenworth hosts one of the biggest celebrations in the U.S., bringing in over 50,000 visitors each fall. Beyond the beer and bratwurst, this town is a paradise for outdoor lovers. The nearby Cascade Mountains offer world-class hiking,
beautiful.
Skiing, and rock climbing, with trails that reach elevations of 7,000 feet.
So folks, believe it or not, but in South Africa, we get zero snow. Sometimes there's a little trickle of snow at the very top of some of our highest peak mountains. But other than that, we get very, very little snow. So when we see things like this, it's mesmerizing to us because this is what, the Christmases look like in all those, North American Christmas movies. Let me know in the comments below, does this snow get annoying to you? Or do you enjoy a very, very white Christmas? I guess it definitely depends what part you live in the United States. But those of you who do live in parts where snow exists, tell me, do you enjoy it or does it get annoying? I definitely want to at least experience a white Christmas one day.
The median home price is around $650,000, and the cost of living is about 20% above the national average, but hey, you're practically living in a fairy tale.
Yep.
Plus, the winter season here is pure magic. The Christmas Lighting Festival turns the town into a winter wonderland, drawing over 250,000 lights and thousands of tourists. If you're looking for a town that blends European charm with outdoor adventure, Leavenworth is your dream destination. Number 12. Galina, Illinois. Ever wished you could live in a town that feels like a time capsule from the 1800s? Welcome to Galina, Illinois, a small town with just 3,200 residents that boasts one of the best preserved historic districts in America. In fact, 85% of its buildings are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Walking through Galina feels like stepping into a different era, with its red brick storefronts, cobblestone streets, and gas-lit lamps. It was once a booming lead mining town in the 1800s, and even Ulysses S. Grant called this place home before becoming the 18th U.S. president. But Galina isn't just about history, it's a paradise for outdoor lovers. The town sits along the Mississippi River, offering boating, fishing, and kayaking opportunities, while Chestnut Mountain Resort provides 3,500 feet of ski trails in the winter. The cost of living here is 8% lower than the national average, and median home prices hover around $250,000, making it one of the more affordable, charming towns on this list. Plus, Galina hosts over 1 million tourists annually, thanks to its incredible wineries, hot air balloon rides, and year-round festivals. Whether you're exploring the historic Dowling House, built in 1826, sipping wine at the local vineyards, or hiking along the scenic Galina River Trail, this town is full of surprises. For those looking for a slower pace with plenty of charm, Galina is a Midwest dream come true. Number 11.
Listen, folks, you had me at wineries, okay? Going to the vineyards, relaxing there in the outdoors, whilst having a nice, relaxing glass of wine. What more could you want? So, I've never actually heard What's a town called Galina. Never actually heard of their wineries before. Let me know below if you have tried wine from this region, and is it as good as they say?
Newport, Rhode Island. If you've ever dreamed of living in a seaside paradise surrounded by mansions straight out of The Great Gatsby, then Newport, Rhode Island is calling your name.
I recognize the name.
Home to about 25,000 residents, this town is famous for its Gilded Age mansions, stunning coastal views, and elite sailing culture. Back in the 19th century, America's wealthiest families like the Vanderbilts and Astors built extravagant summer homes here, and today, places like the Breakers, a 70-room mansion, are open to the public. But Newport isn't just a history lesson, it's an outdoor lover's paradise. The Cliff Walk, a 3.5-mile trail along the Atlantic Ocean, offers jaw-dropping views of the coastline. Newport is also known as the sailing capital of the world, hosting the famous America's Cup races. The cost of living here is 30% higher than the national average, and median home prices sit around $750,000.
No ways.
But for those who love the ocean and a touch of luxury, it's worth every penny. You can spend weekends exploring the vibrant Thames Street, lined with seafood restaurants and boutique shops, or enjoy sunset cruises on Narragansett Bay. Whether it's enjoying fresh lobster, visiting grand estates, or simply soaking up the salty air, Newport is a town where life feels like a permanent vacation. Number 10.
I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to me and visiting, small towns, I definitely don't prefer the luxury ones. I prefer the more quaint, down to earth ones. But you know what? Spending a weekend there in Rhode Island, why not, eh?
Sedona, Arizona. Imagine waking up every morning to a landscape so stunning that it looks like another planet.
That is incredible.
Welcome to Sedona, Arizona, a town of 9,700 residents nestled among majestic red rock formations. Known as one of the most beautiful places in the U.S., Sedona attracts over 3 million visitors annually, thanks to its breathtaking scenery, outdoor adventures, and deep spiritual roots. This town is home to 4 energy vortexes, areas believed to have healing properties, drawing thousands of yogis, artists, and wellness seekers every year. But Sedona isn't just about meditation, it's a hiker's dream. With over 100 hiking trails, including the iconic Cathedral Rock and Devil's Bridge, adventure is always right outside your door. The median home price here is around $900,000, and the cost of living is about 50% higher than the national average, making it a...
Folks, I was not expecting that. Almost $1 million per home on average, and 50% cost of living is 50% higher than the rest of the country. That is unbelievable. So definitely not a cheap place to stay.
Pricier place to live. However, it's one of the most peaceful and visually stunning places in the country. The town also boasts over 40 art galleries, making it a creative hub. Whether you're off-roading in the Red Rocks, stargazing in one of the darkest skies in the U.S., or exploring the thriving food scene, Sedona is famous for its New Age cafes and organic eateries. This town is unlike anywhere else in America. If you crave beauty, adventure, and a touch of mysticism, Sedona is the perfect place to call home. Number 9. Taos, New Mexico. If you love art, culture...
Those buildings there, they almost look like, those homes or houses during the first Star Wars movie, or the fourth Star Wars movie, Star Wars A New Hope, which was the first one released. If you ever remember, if those Star Wars fans that are out there on the planet Tatooine, those homes in the desert, they looked similar to that. That was pretty cool.
Culture and jaw-dropping mountain views, then Taos, New Mexico, is the place for you. Home to about 6,000 residents, this town is famous for its Adobe-style architecture, thriving art scene, and centuries-old history. Taos is home to the Taos Pueblo, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the oldest continuously inhabited communities in the U.S., dating back over 1,000 years.
Wow.
But this town isn't just about history. It's a hotspot for artists and outdoor lovers alike.
can imagine.
The Taos Art Colony, established in the 1890s, continues to attract painters, sculptors, and photographers, earning the town a reputation as an art haven. The nearby Taos Ski Valley, with elevations reaching 12,500 feet, is one of the best ski destinations in the Southwest. The cost of living is 12% above the national average, with median home prices around $450,000, making it relatively affordable compared to other scenic towns. The local food scene is just as vibrant, with must-try dishes like blue corn enchiladas and hatch green chili stew. Festivals like the Taos Pueblo Pow Wow and the annual Taos Winter Wine Festival keep the town buzzing year-round. Whether you're skiing, hiking through the Rio Grande Gorge, or browsing handmade pottery at the town's famous galleries, Taos is a one-of-a-kind destination that blends Native American, Spanish, and modern influences into something truly magical. Number 8.
That was definitely one of the more unique towns that we've seen so far. The architecture on some of those, buildings, very, very unique, almost like clay-like, We also have some of those type of structures in South Africa and in some of the more traditional towns. Very clay, natural looking, buildings. Very cool to see. I like it.
Bowfort, South Carolina. If you're looking for a town with historic charm, coastal beauty, and a slower pace of life, Bowfort, South Carolina might be your dream destination. Home to about 13,600 residents, this small town sits on Port Royal Island, surrounded by the stunning waterways of the Sea Islands. Bowfort is one of the oldest towns in the U.S., founded in 1711, and its history is evident in the antebellum mansions, oak-lined streets, and Spanish moss-covered trees that make it look straight out of a movie, literally. It was the filming location for classics like Forrest Gump and The Big Chill. But
okay, folks, if you need to know something about me, it's that Forrest Gump is one of my all-time favorite movies. I can watch that movie year after year after year, and I'll never get tired of it. So that's very cool to know that some of the scenes were filmed in this location. Awesome.
Bowfort isn't just about history. It offers plenty of outdoor fun, from kayaking through the Ace Basin to exploring Hunting Island State Park, which boasts 5,000 acres of pristine beaches and trails. The median home price here is around $400,000, and the cost of living is 7% above the national average, making it more affordable than many coastal towns. Seafood lovers will rejoice. Bowfort is famous for its fresh shrimp and oyster roasts, best enjoyed at waterfront spots like Dockside Restaurant. Whether you're strolling along the Bowfort River, admiring the stunning Greek Revival architecture, or enjoying the annual Gullah Festival celebrating African-American culture, Bowfort is the perfect blend of history, beauty, and Southern hospitality. Number 7. Cape May, New Jersey. Cape May, New Jersey isn't just a beach town, it's a living postcard. Known as America's first seaside resort, Cape May has been attracting visitors since the 1700s. With a population of just 3,400 residents, this small town is packed with Victorian-era charm, thanks to its 600-plus preserved historic homes, colorful bed and breakfasts, and gas lamp-lined streets. Walking through the town feels like stepping back into a different century, but the biggest draw is the beach. Cape May's 2.5 miles of pristine shoreline are some of the cleanest in the state, with the area frequently ranked among the best beach destinations in the country. Cape May's Washington Street Mall, a pedestrian-friendly area with boutique shops and seafood restaurants, is the heart of the town. The median home price sits around $725,000, and the cost of living is 25% above the national average, making it a pricier option.
I could just see by this town the nice beaches, those nice beachside mansions and homes, that this was going to be quite a pricey town. Also cool to see that that mall they were talking about being the hub of the town. You find in today's day and age, malls have lost their allure, they've lost their attraction, because people just buy things online. So it's nice to see that there is a mall that is still the centerpiece of a town, because when I was growing up, that's where we used to hang out. Couldn't wait to go to the mall, meet up with friends, cause some nonsense, go watch a movie, whatever. Anything you wanted to do that was fun as a kid happened at the mall. So good to see that it's still, holds some relevance in some towns.
But for those who love ocean views and charming streets, it's worth it. Cape May is also a birdwatcher's paradise, as it lies along the Atlantic Flyway, attracting hundreds of migratory bird species every year. Whether you're indulging in fresh lobster rolls, taking a dolphin-watching cruise, or staying in one of its iconic gingerbread-style inns, Cape May is a town where every day feels like a vacation. Number 6. Svang, California. Imagine waking up in a town where windmills spin, half-timbered houses line the streets, and bakeries
almost seems like it has like a Dutch influence.
Serve authentic Danish pastries. Welcome to Svang, California, a Danish-inspired village with just 6,000 residents located in the heart of Santa Barbara wine country. Founded in 1911 by Danish immigrants, Svang has preserved its Scandinavian charm, complete with cobblestone streets, colorful architecture, and even a replica of Copenhagen's famous Little Mermaid statue.
Well, that's cool.
But this isn't just a tourist attraction. Svang is one of the best places to live for wine lovers, with over 120 wineries in the surrounding Santa Ynez Valley, producing world-class Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. The cost of living is 35% higher than the national average, and median home prices sit around $1 million, but you're paying for pure fairy tale living.
Folks, did he just say that? $1 million is the median price for a home in this town. Unbelievable. Should have guessed it when you saw that Scandinavian charm, the loyalty to that Danish style of housing, and then combined with all the vineyards and all that in the picturesque setting. You could imagine that it was going to be quite pricey, but I was not expecting $1 million being the median housing price. Unbelievable.
The town hosts the annual Danish Days Festival, where locals dress in traditional Danish folk costumes and celebrate with parades, music, and endless æbleskivers,
cool.
Danish pancake balls.
That's cool.
If you love European charm without leaving the US, Svang is one of the most unique and enchanting places to call home. Number 5. St. Augustine, Florida. St. Augustine, Florida isn't just a beach town. It's the oldest city in the United States, founded in 1565 by Spanish explorers.
What?
With a population of 15,000 residents, this historic town is a mix of cobblestone streets, old-world architecture, and stunning Atlantic coastline. One of the town's highlights is the Castillo de San Marcos, a 17th-century Spanish fort made entirely of coquina stone, a rare shell-based material that has withstood centuries of battles. The cost of living here is 5% below the national average, and the median home price is around $370,000, making it one of the more affordable charming towns on this list.
That is cool.
But St. Augustine isn't just about history. It has a lively modern side too. The St. George Street district is packed with boutique shops, cafes, and some of the best seafood in Florida. Plus, with 42 miles of pristine beaches, you can enjoy everything from surfing to sunset dolphin tours. The town also has a haunted reputation, with ghost tours running nightly at historic sites like the St. Augustine Lighthouse. Whether you're a history buff, a beach lover, or just looking for a town with character, St. Augustine is a place where the past meets paradise. Number 4. Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia is one of the most magical cities in the U.S., famous for its cobblestone streets, moss-draped oaks, and historic squares. Founded in 1733, it's the oldest city in Georgia and home to 147,000 residents, yet it's still...
So this is 147,000 residents, so this is the biggest town that we've seen so far on this list.
Feels like a small town. The Savannah Historic District, covering 2.5 square miles, features 22 picturesque squares, lined with 19th century mansions, charming inns, and centuries-old churches. The cost of living here is 8% below the national average, making it one of the most affordable cities with this level of beauty. The median home price is around $350,000, but you'll find stunning homes that feel like stepping into the past. Savannah's River Street is the heart of nightlife and dining, offering everything from fresh-caught seafood to world-famous pralines. The city is also known for its ghost stories. Many claim it's one of the most haunted places in America. If you love history, gorgeous scenery, and southern hospitality, Savannah is the perfect place to call home. Number 3. Telluride.
Folks, I've always been such a sucker for ghost stories. Don't get me wrong, I get extremely scared, but I find those type of stories to be so intriguing. So I'll definitely read up about that town and hear about whatever ghost stories they have to offer. A lot of the times the ghost stories have to do with driving down a deserted road and seeing a ghost that becomes a passenger. I'm sure you guys have heard similar stories to that, so I'll be interested to hear what ghost stories come from that town. Okay, let's see this one.
Colorado. If you want to wake up to breathtaking mountain views every day,
Holy
Telluride,
smokes.
Colorado is the place for you. This former mining town, nestled at 8,750 feet in the San Juan Mountains, is home to just 2,500 residents but offers world-class living. Telluride is best known for its skiing, with over 2,000 acres of skiable terrain and 280 inches of snowfall annually. But winter isn't the only draw. The summer months bring epic hiking, mountain biking, and the famous Telluride Bluegrass Festival. The town is remote. There are no traffic lights, no chain stores, just stunning scenery and a tight-knit community.
That's awesome.
The median home price? A steep $1.5 million, but for those who can afford it, the lifestyle is unbeatable. The gondola connecting Telluride to Mountain Village is the only free public gondola in the US, offering stunning daily commutes. If you love small-town charm with big mountain adventure, Telluride is your dream home. Number 2.
I guess you can imagine, a famous skiing town. The homes were bound to be fairly pricey. I love, those views of walking down those streets there with all the, boutique shops and coffee shops. Folks, I'm a sucker for coffee, so I love visiting, coffee shops in small towns. So that was unique to see, but I was not expecting $1.5 million to be the median housing price. So very, very pricey indeed, but I would love to visit. Couldn't afford to live there, but I would love to visit nonetheless.
Bar Harbor, Maine. Bar Harbor, Maine is a coastal paradise that blends stunning ocean views, outdoor adventure, and small-town charm. With a population of just 5,500 residents, this town is known for its proximity to Acadia National Park, which attracts over 4 million visitors annually. Picture waking up to views of Frenchman Bay, where lobster boats float peacefully, and the air smells of salty ocean breeze. Speaking of lobster, Bar Harbor is one of the best places in the world for fresh lobster, with iconic spots like Stewman's Lobster Pound, serving up the best seafood. The median home price is around $600,000, and while the cost of living is 15% above the national average, it's well worth it for the lifestyle. The fall season is breathtaking, with some of the best autumn foliage in the US, and summers offer everything from whale-watching tours to scenic hikes. Bar Harbor is the perfect mix of natural beauty and small-town charm. Number 1. Carmel by the Sea, California. If you could design the perfect fairy tale coastal town, it would look like Carmel by the Sea. Nestled along the rugged Pacific coast in Monterey County, this town of just 3,200 residents feels like it belongs in a painting. The architecture, whimsical cottages, European-inspired buildings, and hidden courtyards. The beaches, powdery white sand with dramatic cliffs. Even the downtown has no streetlights, no addresses, and no chain restaurants, adding to its magical charm.
That right there just looks like such an amazing suburban area. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. And look at all the grass. How does everybody keep their grass so pristine? Unbelievable.
The cost of living is 110% above the national average, with a median home price of $2.5 million, making it an exclusive but highly sought-after place to live. But for those who can afford it, life here is unparalleled. Carmel Beach is one of the most stunning in California, and the town is packed with gourmet restaurants, art galleries, and boutique shops. Former Mayor Clint Eastwood helped preserve its charm, and it remains one of the most unique, beautiful, and peaceful places to live.
Is the former mayor, is that the same Clint Eastwood that I've seen in so many films, or is that simply someone with the same name? Be very interested
In
to
the
know.
US.
Wow. Okay, folks, that is the video. I won't lie. I was not expecting that final one. They said 110% above the average cost of living in this town, Carmel by the Sea, and also the average home price being $2.5 million. I mean, this is definitely only for the elite of the elite. But let me know, have you visited this town? And also let me know if you visited any of the other towns mentioned before and which ones are your favorites. I love watching these type of videos because I'm an avid explorer. I like, exploring small towns. And if I was to visit the US, which I will do very, very soon, I definitely want to visit some small towns. I don't just want to visit the tourist destinations. I want to get a sense of really what the way of living is all over the place, whether it's in the big city or the small town. So yes, give me some advice on where I should visit, folks. I'd highly appreciate it. But folks, if you did enjoy this video, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. But that's all I have for you folks. So until next time, I hope you have the best week possible. I'll see you when I see you. Cheers.